All right, hey guys, really quick, I wanted to go ahead and make a quick announcement. So this video is going to be a two-parter. I did another podcast with Orange, and I'm doing a bit of a lax editing this time. The first time I did it, I did some PNGs, I did some references, and this one I'm going to try and be a bit more in line with how most podcasts are, and that's just focus on what we talk about and not so much of what the editing is. So that's kind of why this video is a little bit different. On to the main point, it is a two-parter, unfortunately. Why do I say unfortunately? Two-parters mean less recording, I get it. I say unfortunately because as I'm sitting here editing, I'm asking myself, why did we go for 3 hours? And that is because Orange and I spoke a lot. We spoke a lot. So there's going to be some moments where it feels like rambling, but I promise there's almost little to no dead space. Just when I, as you guys will watch, do a quick change in my person. And for the most part, I was just vibing and having fun with a friend that I don't really speak to that often. In terms of scuff, because there is scuff, and I do apologize, Orange's audio is a bit higher. And I think that's because when I went to do the recording with Orange, I didn't quite balance out the audio. So my audio is a bit lower, and I think I've balanced it out better this time around because I've had time to mess with the filters since. Orange is super loud, and you guys will kind of see it as in the video, and at some point we kind of do even out. But the problem is, you know, if you're wearing headphones, heads up, your ears might hurt for the first few minutes, and that's because I don't record on separate audio levels. So that's another thing I have to learn at some point, but I promise I'll get better at this. I appreciate you guys stopping by and supporting me as best you can. I do have more videos coming out soon. I'm doing something with my streams that is going to take some time. I need to find an artist, or I might just do my version of thumbnails. I don't quite know yet. I don't have an end card. That's another thing I need to figure out. I don't need it, at least in my opinion. I don't need it yet because I'm still new to this. I am working on TikToks. I need to upload everything that's from TikTok to YouTube just in case, you know, TikTok is banned, unfortunately. But yeah, that's a quick update. I apologize. I don't know if I said it, but I'll say it again. It is a two-parter. So this is part 1 of 2. I will upload part 2 within hopefully the same time this one goes up, if not a couple days after. I do need to do another recording intro for that one, so bear with me. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for stopping by. I hope you guys enjoy what me and Orange talked about. To be honest, I don't remember, but there was a lot we talked about. We did nerd out a bit, and it was kind of fun. But yeah, sorry, I'm gonna stop talking your ears off and let you guys listen to me and Orange talk. But I appreciate you guys stopping by. Hope you have fun, and I'll see you guys next time. Love you. Bye. So, just like Discord, OBS also just took my VR headset microphone. Let me add you. Okay, go ahead and talk now. There we go. Now
Hello, this is I. I am speaking. I am an orange.
For nothing.
Nah! This is the worst.
Never recording session unless there's some scuff.
Scuff is just part of the deal. It's just gonna happen.
Scuff is pretty much par for any VTuber at this point.
If you're not scuffed, you're not a VTuber.
No. I agree with that. So, yeah, this is the second time I've done this, so hello, Orange.
Hello, Ghost.
So, for YouTube, because this is where it's going to go, my name's Ghost. This is my friend Orange. If you don't know Orange, I will give you a quick spoiler. We play D&D almost every Sunday. I say almost, because sometimes I can't make it or it gets canceled.
I play D&D every Sunday.
Regardless, yeah, you play D&D every Sunday, but I mean...
Yes, because I have a second campaign that's also been on Sundays for much longer than our campaign, so I play on 2 campaigns.
You hear that, guys? He's cheating on his campaign with us.
I'm cheating! It's crazy!
Yeah, fitting, because I'm demon, so of course there's going to be sin.
Sin!
Yeah.
Murder drones.
So, I've never seen that. I gotta watch it.
Have you not? It's so good.
No, I've never seen it. I've watched Has Been Hotel. I watched Hell of a Boss. Recently finished Invincible season 3. That was pretty fire. It's good.
Yes it was.
So for
but yeah, Glitch Productions, so good.
There's gonna be a lot of spoilers when we talk about shows and movies. I'm assuming you watched Invincible. What a great topic to start.
I did watch Invincible.
Right, any comments about the show?
Any comments? I thought it was good overall. Like, it's definitely not one of my favorite shows, but it was good enough for me to watch, in my opinion. Like, I never read the comics, of course. I'm not a big comic book person.
No.
So I didn't know anything about it until the memes, actually.
Mm.
I didn't know it existed until I saw the memes. And then I started watching it slowly.
Yeah.
And like an episode at a time, just in between my normal watching stuff. And it was nice. Solid voice acting, good animation. I loved the fight scenes. They were really cool. It was very dramatic. Just not my favorite cup of tea. But I enjoyed it.
I think I got into Invincible because, like every other show I watch, a bunch of clips at some point find themselves across my For You page.
You know what? That's also fair.
It was a show I wasn't paying attention to at all because, to be honest, I don't watch a whole lot of TV.
Fair.
And then one day I was going to work and my best friend was talking about this show that she and her boyfriend were watching. I'm like, I don't know. She goes, you should give it a try. It's about superheroes. It's very, very interesting. I think you'll love it. And I was like, you know what? I've seen a bunch of memes. I've seen clips of it. I would be lying if I said my interest wasn't piqued right now. So I'll go ahead and watch it. Saw the first season because this is when they released the whole season first, and I binge watched it. I was like, well, son of a bitch, I'm in. I gotta see more of this. Our main hero, I thought our main hero went and killed an entire group of people, and then it's just like pieced together why he did this. And then episode 8 of season 1 came out. I was like, that's a lot of prologue to drop on us right now. A lot of explanation.
Gotta love the lore.
It's so deep. Like like I said, spoilers alert if you don't know this already. When he killed all the Guardians, my first thought was, holy shit, we're doing this right now, episode 1.
We're doing this now.
Like, I knew this scene happened because I've seen clips of it, but now, right now, I'm like, what are we gonna do the whole season?
What's like, what are we supposed to do with the rest of the show?
And then
we got all the good stuff out in the beginning.
Yeah. Because I saw the clip on TikTok, I thought it was like he kills the Guardians and then he talks to Mark about it. No, it's all of that stuff is on episode 1, and then it's build up to 8 where he confronts Invincible. I was like, damn, we're really just doing this right now, huh? That is.
We're just diving off right into the deep end. And the shallow end does not exist. It's just an entire 12-foot deep pool.
Forget the pool. You're getting chucked into the middle of the Atlantic, dude.
Forget the pool. You're going into the sea.
Yes. Going into the Red Sea, guys. That's where you're going.
The Red Sea, specifically. I prefer the Caspian Sea myself.
I think casting has been pretty spot on for the show. I know I've talked to my friends all the time. I never get the Invincible fan base when it comes to the nitpicking and more or less aggression for certain casting
so badly.
Like, just to skip season 2. Season 2 was great, by the way, and I'll circle back to that in a second because there's one scene I like a lot, which when I saw I was like, holy shit, I know what that is. But what did you think about Conquest voice actor Jeffrey Dean Morgan?
I didn't have any feelings about it either way. Like, it honestly, as long as a voice for a character doesn't grate my ears, then I'm fine.
I saw all of the fan edits of how deep they wanted Conquest voice to be, who they wanted to play him, and I was pretty much on par of like, yes, I think this would be a pretty good fit. And then
yes, there could always be better. And then but it was good enough.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who, if you don't know, because some people didn't know this, plays I'm drawing a blank right now. I just had it. Negan in Walking Dead. Ironically, because Invincible's played by I think his name's Steven Yeun, the guy that plays Glenn in The Walking Dead.
You know what? I've never actually seen Walking Dead.
So, spoiler. I mean, it's on the internet real quick.
It's been out long enough. I do not care about spoilers.
So Negan kills Glenn.
Okay.
So Jeffrey Dean Morgan's character kills Steven Yeun's character. In Invincible, I didn't know it was Jeffrey Dean at first. When I saw the casting, I was like, holy shit, we're getting essentially Glenn versus Negan now. I can't wait for this. And it was funny. I loved it. Um, I had no complaints about it. I loved how unhinged Jeffrey Dean Morgan's portrayal of Conquest was. Um,
No, the tone he picked up on was phenomenal.
I thought it was interesting because he played like the older, not really wise, but older, more experienced character, and he had that. His voice just had that kind of calm and in charge kind of tone, where even as unhinged as he was still showing that he's not as far gone as you would think. Like when
Yeah.
Omni-Man fought Mark, it was calm the entire time. And then when Mark disagreed with him, that's when he went completely unhinged and was slamming Mark everywhere. Into trains, into buildings, into a mountain, and then Conquest just said, nope, we're going to throw you all over the city. I'm going to throw you across the water. I'm going to throw you into people, and I'm going to throw you into mountain. Pretty much point by point that his dad did.
Didn't have enough of the mountain the first time, huh? Have it again.
It was a small mountain, though. Wasn't in the snow like last time. Baby steps, guys. Baby steps.
Oh, then the line that Mark drops.
I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't paying attention the first time. I was just looking at everything.
Oh no!
Hear me out. And then I went back and was watching clips, and I was like, "When the fuck did Mark?
When did he
this?
say this? I can see the future. You won't live to see tomorrow."
And then Conk was like, "You think you can threaten me after all I've done?" I was like, "Damn, that's one up after one up." And I mean, because comics have been out for a while, I was like, I know what the outcome is, but now I just got to see this because this is a lot of just who's tougher now.
A lot of back and forth.
Yeah. I really feel like Invincible really has been holding himself back every single time. It isn't until something pushes his limit, like back to season 2 when his dad needed help. It wasn't until he took a quick peek around and saw all the bodies, he was like, I need to cut loose now. And then he started like fighting really well against that Viltrumite. On Thraxon,
Yeah,
I think it was.
I can see that. What?
And then
what about Rex?
I don't even. No. That makes me sad. What's even more sad is we have a friend in our D&D group called Rex, and I literally sat down. I was like, I'm not ready for this yet.
His character is named Rex, short for Rexith. He's the chaotic, stupid barbarian.
Yeah. God, I really, watching some D&D TikToks, I really want to come. I hope Brian puts into our D&D session, like, one of us tells the truth, one of us lies, figure it out.
The heck is the riddle with the Tor keeps?
There's one
of us tells truth, one of us lies. You may ask us one question.
What I love is like in the skit I saw, like the barbarian kills one of them. He's like, is this one dead? No, but this one liar.
Yeah, that's a classic.
It's my favorite one. I just want to do that if Brian gives us the chance to come across that scenario. Just kill one and say, is he dead?
Is he dead? Yes. Well, this one's telling the truth.
Solves the riddle.
Easy.
Then there's always the Rick and Morty skit where it's like, you ever fuck this guy's wife? No. Oh, how did he guess correct?
What have you been doing with my wife?
It's like, I forgive you, and he just kills him. It's like, dang, wish I had that chance, but I feel like our group's chaotic enough to where if that option came up, we would have just done whatever.
It is what it is.
Yeah, always fun. Always fun to think of the what ifs. We went on a huge tangent after a session post game on a lot of what ifs, and I was like, damn,
there were so many what ifs.
This is like, so much deeper than I thought.
There are so many individual choices that can shape a character's path, just like real life.
Yeah,
Just like real life.
like and I sometimes I wonder, what if I never said yes to play D&D? What would I do on my Sundays?
Drink, probably.
I don't know.
Drink more.
I really don't. I don't drink that often. Like I joke about it. I really don't drink that often. I think I drank last session, um, just because I was so burnt out from work because I worked a double, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get myself a beer. Went and
Yeah,
had one.
outside of major holidays like New Year's and St. Patrick's Day, I don't drink that often. Maybe once or twice a month at most, and it's usually not that much.
When I turned 21, I went on a huge drinking binge because it went from just like this little taboo thing of you're not supposed to drink, don't drink, and then 21 was like the doors are fucking open, drink everything. And
Find out
then
your tastes now.
after all, I was like, you know what? This was fun at first, but now that whole, taboo aspect of it is just gone. I can drink whenever, no one's gonna care. It's not fun. So I pretty much am selective when I drink. I try not to.
What'd you go to?
I drink whiskey, believe it or not. I wish I.
Whiskey. My landlord slash roommate slash best friend also does the whiskey.
I drink it neat.
So does he. And he drinks it en masse every Saturday night. And hops on VR chat and goes dancing in public worlds and hangs out with his friends.
I try not to drink when I'm in the headset because the one thing that happens, and I'm not gonna ever really show reference this, because the headset sits on your head just above the bridge of your nose.
Right.
When you go to take a drink, because I have a proper whiskey glass, so it's pretty wide mouth. The rim of the glass hits my lips, and the other rim hits the top of my headset.
Yeah.
So I have to tilt my entire head back just to get a sip.
I understand that. I feel that because I use an Oculus Quest or a Meta Quest 2. That's what it is now.
I need to get rid of mine and upgrade to the 3 because I do a lot of VR content.
The only reason I'm on VR is because of my best friend getting me this headset. Otherwise, I'd still be on desktop.
Don't mind me. There's a plane flying by right now.
Is it Southwest?
No, it's a little it sounds like a prop plane, so like maybe dual engine.
Okay, good.
I live not super close to an airport, but within a mile or two to an airport. And there's a lot of prop planes that fly in and out. I've always seen jets on the runway, but no one ever fucking takes them out.
I see. I live about 6 miles away from the nearest big airport, so I get a lot of passenger planes that go over my house on a daily basis.
No, if I need a flight commercial, I have to go all the way to the major city that's like about 2 hours away from me. I have to go quite a bit away to fly.
I normally go over to the Denver airport for my flights.
If everything goes well, I have to look at flights to JFK and then see where I go from there.
Wait, where are you going?
Partner. I go see
my partner. I see.
Mm-hmm. Always wanted to fly.
Nice.
Never really had a reason to though. I went once to DC when my brother was stationed on that side of the country, and it was fun. That's also the time he learned that I am very like, what the fuck, dude? Because it was, I think, 23 degrees Fahrenheit outside, and I'm out there watching his dog at 2 a.m. wearing shorts and a t-shirt.
No, I feel that.
And he's like, get inside, put on some pants. It's like, I'm wearing shorts, I'm fine. He goes, you're not cold.
Was it windy?
No, but it was very
good. That makes more sense.
Misty, I will say.
Misty is fine as long as there's no wind. The cold is wonderful. The moment there's even a small breeze in that cold of a weather, it is miserable.
The only breeze I got when I was out there was the cars driving by, which there was a lot of traffic, and I want to say there was people coming home from their night shifts. Because again, this was 2 a.m, and it was people heading to cover those night shifts. So a lot of traffic.
Maybe they were door dashing.
At two, no, this was, I think this is before DoorDash, especially because he
Ah.
lived on a military facility. Like there was no public driving, so it all had to be people that lived
Ah.
on the facility. I do that a lot. I just can't think of what the next word I want to say is, and I stutter. I do that a lot in D&D too, where I have a plan when Brian or anyone talks to me. It's like I know what I want to say, but I don't know how to say it now. I'm like,
I had a plan, and now it's my turn. Can't remember the plan,
I know what I need to do, but I don't know if I can do it.
but I don't know if I have the strength to say the words to do it.
Oh my god.
No, that's understandable.
There's so many tangents we've gone on. Realized
Yeah.
we've pretty much hopscotched, just like our D&D sessions. We hopscotched.
This is what
everywhere.
happens when you don't have a plan.
No, it's always the best kind of thing. Is just to chat. So, what have you been up to, Orange? What's been going on with you?
Not much. Finally got back into Twitch streaming. I took a small break because of various reasons. Mostly, I got real sick. Not as sick as my roommates did, but real sick in February.
Mhm.
And that kind of messed up my finances because I do DoorDash as my job, as my main source of income. So I had to take a week and a half off of that. And so I've just been trying to catch up with that, especially with tax day coming up.
Yeah, I just did my taxes today.
Yep, I have not done my taxes yet. They'll probably be done day before like they normally are.
I think one of my favorite thing I thought was funny when I saw this was childhood is the free subscription. Adulthood is now a pay per year.
Ah,
I was like, damn, wish I was a child still.
don't we all?
Then I wouldn't have access to wine. I love wine.
I prefer rum myself.
I don't know if I share this with you guys. I bought, because I'm a huge fucking nerd, I bought Assassin's Creed Black Flag rum, and it was so
Hey
fucking good.
yo,
It was so good. I gotta admit.
branded alcohols. I just found out that Final Fantasy XIV whiskey exists. Only in Japan, of course, but it exists, and I am this close to ordering some overseas because I can.
So I have like a
This
very
close.
small, I guess margin, because I've only had one Japanese whiskey, and they are very, in terms of color, very light, but they're very strong in alcohol. Like it is very potent and it is so good. I can imagine the Final Fantasy ones are going to be just amazing.
Yeah, they have 5 different ones just for Final Fantasy XIV, and again, it's taking everything. Taking everything for me to not order them. Nah, it's too expensive to order it overseas.
Yeah.
Possible, but I'd rather not at this point.
Yeah. That's a whole can of worms I'm not going to open up right now, but yeah, I agree. Getting anything from outside
from
is going to be expensive.
What
is the last thing that I bought? I bought a decanter and filled it with whiskey. The first whiskey I started drinking, actually.
Last thing I bought was more gamer subs.
I'm going to be honest, the last actual thing I bought was my diploma frames because I actually graduated college.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
What's your degree in?
Computer science. Still on the
Nice.
still on the job search for, something that pays better so I can get my own
Don't get me
place.
started on the job search. Anyway.
I have a lot of people I can go to and be like, hey, you guys hiring right now? But I also don't want to be like that one friend that just goes to others and be like, hey, can you guys help me out? I'm looking for a job.
Unfortunately for people, that might be the best way for you to get a job in this current job market.
Yeah. I know I have 2 people I can go to. One of them being one of my best friends that lives in the city with me. I know his place is in need of an IT specialist, I would say. That's the title, I guess, IT specialist. And
What?
I
Go
have
ahead.
yes, to be cringy, I have a senpai from when I started actually making content. Her husband works in the IT field, and they said when I'm finished school, I can talk to them. And I'm just scared to ask.
Very nice, very nice. My family keeps saying I should go into IT, and then I think about all the stupid people I might have to deal with, and I can't be bothered.
I would say you're right, but I mean, I've been working retail, and I already deal with so many idiots.
No, I feel like I worked at Walmart for 3 years straight during COVID, of all things.
I
So
don't know.
I'm highly aware of how stupid and unobservant people can possibly be.
Okay, so I don't know where. I don't know if I can say that exactly where, but Viz used to work in a retail store,
Mm-hmm,
um,
mm-hmm.
and I made the joke. I made the joke to which I guess it triggered her a little bit. I told her, I will walk into your job, Viz. I'll just go down an aisle, put my arm on the shelf, and just walk down the aisle, dropping everything on the floor.
No!
Just to watch.
No! How dare you? That's evil incarnate. Ah!
Yeah.
Because you know what they have you know what they have those poor retail employees do in their free time when their actual job is over?
Oh, I
They
know.
have you go zone.
Yes.
They have you go and fix those aisles.
I know this because that's what I do now. I work in essentially a boat parts store. If you don't know what that is, it's like a
Bass Pro.
no, a boat parts, not Bass Pro. I wish it was Bass Pro. It'd be nicer there. I work in a boat parts store, which is like an AutoZone or O'Reilly's, but for boats. And God, the amount of stupid questions I get.
Boat Riley's.
The amount of stupid questions I get on a day-to-day basis. I'll go down one aisle and like, do you work here? I was like, I mean, you can see me putting my hands into a box, putting stuff on the shelf. I would assume I work here.
I have the vest with the name tag on it. No, I don't work here.
Honestly, no, I don't wear a vest. I know we have vests that we're supposed to wear, but mine, because I would put stuff in my pockets, either pen or notebook, whatever. It just ripped the pockets. I was like, there's no point in wearing the vest. Any use I had for it's gone. And then no other manager wears their vest, so everyone stopped wearing it. So we just, we're supposed to have vests. No one actually does wear them, so we just tossed them.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But I have a walkie-talkie on me at all times. Pretty visible, no matter how you look at me. And people will still find the habit of walking up like, do you work here? It's like,
sometimes they have to be sure. Maybe you're just a customer looking for something very specific, and you didn't find it in the front, so now you're looking in the back of it.
Which I get. And I do get that. But what's annoying to me is, and I'll give you very brief context. I had been, over the weekend, again, why I was late very much on Sunday, I had to work pretty much open to close. And then the next day, open to close. And then I get called on our radio being like, hey, there's a customer that needs help over here on this part of the store. And I was like, okay, I'll go. And keep in mind, I've already been to my limit because one, I'm tired, I'm upset. I've had so many customers that are just not really understood any of the issues I've tried to explain to them. So I walk down to that part of the store. I get to the aisle and I talk to the customer. And I look at him, he looks at me, and he goes, oh, are you here for this aisle? And I was like, without really skipping or thinking, I went, well, I'm right here, and you asked for help, so... And he walks up and he goes, look, I just asked for help. I don't need this back and forth. It's like, dude, you asked a stupid question. I'm going to give you a stupid answer. That's literally where I'm at right now.
Thankfully, in my 3 years of working at Walmart, I didn't really have any situations like that. If I had someone ask me for help, I normally was able to help them, or my supervisor or manager was nearby to help them because I never had that much responsibility. That I never even had to deal with a Karen in my 3 years of Walmart, not once, which was surprising because I had seen other coworkers of mine have to deal with such individuals.
Yeah. I've had a couple Karens come in, even Kevin's.
Kevin,
That's what the male equivalent is, yeah.
what do you mean?
Um, and it's just been like,
I've never heard that. Wait,
seriously? Oh, okay. So yeah, there's Karens,
I've never heard that.
and there's Kevins.
Never.
Sometimes it's in reference to the show Office, but most of the time it's just
Oh,
the
okay.
male equivalent of a Karen. Which I get them so often because people will walk up to me and go like, "I need this for this over here. What do you recommend?" It's like, I don't know. You don't have a boat? It's like, dude, I work in a boat store. If I had a boat, do you think I'd be working here?
Fair enough.
Like, I get the question. If I went to like AutoZone or O'Reilly's, that makes sense. Everyone should have a car. But it's a fucking boat store. Do you think I own a boat?
Yeah, people who can afford the boat are not working in the boat store. Definitely not. Unless they're the owner of said boat store.
There's the exception of one older gentleman that I work with. He owns a boat, but again, he's older, like much older than any of us.
He works there to pass the time
I
because he's nothing better to do. I don't know.
found out from somebody
I'm
that
assuming.
that job is like his second hobby. I don't know what he does for his main income, but that's his
Oh,
second
imagine
source of
having a
income.
job as a hobby.
That's literally what I was told. My first thought was, you know what? On one hand, I would call bullshit, but on the other, he owns a boat, so chances are he actually is just here for fun for the most part. Which is surprising because I don't even want to be there anymore.
I mean, good for him, but still.
Yeah.
O'Reilly's. That reminds me, I need to figure out what's wrong with my car's AC.
I might need be the filter, or it could be the fan.
Like the cabin filter? I checked the cabin filter. The fans are working. They are blowing air. But the compressor's not engaging. I did check the refrigerant levels. I got a gauge for it and everything at O'Reilly's. And I checked it, and the pressure and the levels are fine.
Do you have coolant in your car?
Yeah, Freon.
Okay.
It's a 2014.
Hmm.
So it still uses Freon.
Nice. Speaking of cars real quick, I had, like I said, I went and did my yearly subscription to live in this country again. Taxes. And I was like, damn.
Did you also register? Did you also have your yearly fee to have a car?
I did that earlier this year.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I try and take care of my car very fast because I learned, I think 2-3 years ago, I went to get the check done for it and then found out that there were like 3 problems I needed to fix before they can do my registration. It's like, my deadline's today. I thought I can just do this at once and, turn it in. I was like, no, you have to resolve these before we can do it. We can give you an extension, but you can't register your car until it's checked out. Like, all right, guess I should do this a lot sooner then.
That is highly unfortunate.
I got it fixed. The one thing that will never come off is the check engine light, and that's because, from my understanding, I have a new radio in the car, and so there's been some rewiring done to the car, and I guess something's not properly seated or something's technically missing because the original radio's out of it and something else is put into it. So that's never going to go away.
So the check engine light is because of the radio?
It has something to do with that because before it would be super easy to just, fix it. But I'll take it to my mechanic. He'll turn it off. Like he has to override it. And then I turn the car back on and something to do with the way the car was rewired is all messed up.
That I don't see that as being particularly safe, especially since you won't know when something else is wrong with the car.
I mean,
as far as the check engine light goes.
My car is pretty compact. Like I'll send you a GIF of what my car is actually like, so I don't say it on recording. My car's pretty compact. So like the engine well's pretty small.
I've got a wide car. My car is very wide and spacious.
My car's small. It was more or less a hand-me-down, which I don't mind. I love it. Pretty much these cars is what I have.
Ah, it's one of those.
Yeah.
I call those the Matchbox cars because that's what they remind me of. I don't know if that's actually what they're called. Probably not. That's what they remind me of.
I forgot where I was going with this. Oh yeah, so the engine's pretty much compact. Sorry, my partner was texting me. I was like, shit, let me see what's going on real quick.
No, that's important. That's important.
Yeah, that's very important. My heart's racing, but I'm not gonna. There's nothing I can do because we're not like physically together. So I can't help right now.
It's racing like the Matchbox cars.
No, I never had Matchbox. I didn't have a lot of toys as a kid.
You have Hot Wheels?
Very, very rare. Like I said, I did not get a lot of toys as a kid. I guess I'll tell you that after I finish with my car real quick. Yeah, but my engine's pretty compact. Like it's in a pretty tight space. Everything more or less is easy to get to. The only thing I need help with is when it comes to changing the starter, we literally have to undo half of the engine to get it out, just to get to the little starter where it is, which
oh boy,
cost me like $700 when I had to get a new starter, which was not fun. Oil change is easy. It's like $90 I pay for it.
Yeah, oil changes are fine. If you can do it yourself, great. I don't trust myself enough to do my own oil change.
The problem is I don't have a flat
surface.
Yeah, my surface is kind of like bumpy because it's like textured pavement. So, and plus the car sits so low to the ground, I don't have enough space for myself to just slide under and do it myself, nor do I have the tools to do it. So I have to take it somewhere to get done. Don't get me wrong, working where I do and, learning and researching my own car over time, I know how to do it. I know the tools I need to do it. I just don't have the space, time, or money to purchase all that stuff I need.
Fair enough.
Like, I think the jack I would like to get is $1,000. Like, I don't have that kind of money yet.
Yeesh.
And that'll be for a pretty decent, mechanic grade jack. I was like, I'm not there yet.
I'm not a mechanic grade.
I want one because, like I said, it would probably be cheaper to do that work myself. Like, I had to get new headlights in my car not too long ago, and
headlights.
It's so hard to find ones that I like. Because my car's older, everything looks just dim.
Using those good old fluorescents.
So I went to the store, bought some headlights, went to my grandparents' house to work on them. I opened the hood of my car and I looked at where the lights were coming from. I was like, can I just do this myself instead of getting my grandpa to do it for me? Went and with some finessing got it the light bulbs out of the sockets. Had to take something out of I forgot what I took out. I took some kind of plastic bits out of the car for a bit. I put them back and everything was fine. But I had to take some stuff out of the car just to get the headlights out. Put the new ones in, replace everything. Put all the stuff back into the engine. Turned on my car, worked just fine. My mom looked at me and goes, "You did it by yourself?" I said, "Yeah, it wasn't exactly hard. It's just very cramped to get in there because I have very large hands. So it's very hard to get in there and get everything out. I could have taken it somewhere. Could have had my grandpa do it. My grandpa has bigger hands than me. Could have had someone else do it and pay them like what, $100 to do, where I could have done it myself for nothing." So,
have you ever heard of a website called Car Care Kiosk?
I have not. I don't really do a whole lot of research for cars, but then again, my car is also old, so I don't know what.
So this is a very nice website with a whole bunch of videos on different cars and different things. From it's how I figure out how to recharge the Freon in my AC for my specific model and year. And they have a bunch of different comprehensive videos about how to do different things, like heckin' changing all the lights in your car, like the fog lights and the brake lights. Heckin' replacing the engine fuse.
Yeah, I'm
stuff like
looking
that.
at it right now. Interesting.
It is a very nice website.
So it's funny that you give me this website because I have the boat equivalent of this from because of work. Never knew this was the actual website.
I didn't know they had one for boats. Not that I would know. I've never needed boat knowledge. Yeah. Do they happen to have your particular car in there?
I'm looking right at it. Yeah.
Nice.
I might.
It's a bunch of DIY videos for normal fixes for your car that you can just look up and do yourself, if you're willing to do so.
Yeah, I might. There's one project I need to do in the car. Which, I mean, fuck me. Give me a second. Let me see if I can look this up. I don't know what it is. Like a gasket or something for the car, for the wheel well. And the way that my car manufacturer has it is, picture a donut, right?
Mm-hmm.
Typically that would make sense for a car to have like a pretty much completely rubber gasket that's just a donut for that wheel well. But the way that the manufacturer for my car is, so picture that donut, have it standing up so you can see it from the side.
It's a chocolate donut, glazed donut, old fashioned.
Just whatever donut. So just picture like just a round circular donut for context. Now picture if I just went and just did crescent moon sizes on the side, just leaving the edge of that donut, the center, and then pretty much that entire middle is still all rubber.
Goodness.
So the way I was explained to me is the way the manufacturer did this was to account for suspension, pressure or whatever. The way when the car shakes because of suspension, that opening space is to kind of help alleviate the stress that the axle might have when it comes to adjusting because of suspension. Again, I'm also paraphrasing everything and dumbing it down because it was a lot more detail than I can remember. The way it works is it's supposed to help the suspension and kind of level the car a bit faster, which doesn't sound important, but I guess because sometimes you can use cars off-road just in case you have to. It was meant to help that. Because I used to work for a restaurant that I did deliveries, I was hitting bumps every single night when I would go to work because of speed bumps, because of road bumps, whatever the bumps were I had to do. And that took a toll on my car because instead of it now just being pretty much a donut with the center left and right sides taken out, it is now just a donut hole sitting in an empty donut pretty much. So just imagine
no donut.
I came over to your donut, I cut everything except the outside edge of that donut and just left you a donut hole. I was like, that's pretty much my tire wall right now.
My goodness.
Yeah. And it's fine.
I'm glad I ate before this.
My car works just fine. It's just if I hit a turn too hard, if I hit a bump too hard, it will kind of rock the car a bit and it'll make like a click noise, like an audible click. And for a while, I thought that meant my car was literally going to fall apart underneath me, but no, it's not broken. Not yet.
Car hits the turn too fast. I want to rock with you.
Well,
all night.
For context, I'm still heavily depressed, so I don't care.
No.
I don't care if something bad happens. I will just send it. That's my point.
Oh no.
I was talking to my friend recently. We were talking about, are you scared to drive? And I went, no. No, you're not scared at all. I said, no. Like, what if you fall off? Meant to be. Can't change it.
If it happens, it happens. No, I get that.
And she went, you ever try to be safe? I said, sometimes. If you're in the car, I'll be safe. If I'm alone, fucking send it. Fuck off. I'll do it. Gotta put my baby girl through the test, Gotta see if she can handle me.
Gotta do some stress testing.
I think the fastest that.
Oh no.
I think you'll like this. Another quick story, car story. So I had to drive to another city pretty much for my first job. And on this particular day, I got on the freeway, was heading to work. And because this freeway is just a back road to get to another city. I'll tell you in DMs real quick so you have reference.
I'm very aware. Okay, yep. I know that actually.
Because it's a back
been
road
over-
to get to that city. That's empty pretty much on the weekdays, and it's especially in the morning at 8 in the morning. It's empty. So one day I was running late to work. I wasn't thinking. I was driving, and wasn't paying attention. I heard the famous "woo." I was like, "Well, this is the first for me. Never got pulled over before." Pulled over. Cop walks up to my window, goes, "You have any idea why I stopped you?" Completely caught up. I was like, "No, officer, I don't. I'm sorry." And he goes, same thing, license, registration, give it to him. He takes it, runs my information. Nothing came back because I'm a good demon boy. And he comes up to me, gives me my stuff back, and goes, "So, the reason I'm stopping you today is you're going 90 and a 75. Care to explain?" It's like, I'm gonna be honest, officer, was not paying attention. I heading to work, road's empty. I just wasn't. I was completely zoned out. He goes, "Yeah, yeah, no, I get it. But even though the road's empty, you still have to drive slower because your life is on the line." And in my head, I'm thinking, I don't care about my life. It's honestly whatever. It's just a job. And he gives me my stuff back, and he goes, "You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and knock you down to 80. So you're going only 5 miles over the speed limit." And I was like, "I appreciate that. Still gonna give you a ticket because you're driving recklessly." Got to work late, told my coworkers what happened. I was like, I'm late, got a ticket, whatever. Then I called my mom, told her, "Hey mom, I got a ticket." And she was pissed, understandably. I would be pissed too. Did not know if you got a ticket, your insurance goes up. So I fucked myself that year.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Did not know that at the time because I was 17. No, 18, my bad. I just turned 18. So did not know that. I fucked myself over. And then I'm looking at the ticket, trying to make sense of it. I call my aunt, who's a police officer, told her the entire story, and her voice shifted from being like understanding, supportive to, "You got fucking lucky." And I go, "Why?" And she goes, "You could have been charged with reckless endangerment or potential manslaughter because of the fucking speed you were going." I was like, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, he let you go.
No.
He let you go with just a speeding ticket. He could have charged you for a lot more." And she goes, "What did you say to him?" I was like, "I was completely a deer in headlights, didn't know what was going on, answered his questions, let me go." And she goes, "Yeah, he was being nice. Go to court, plead guilty, don't fight it, because if you fight it, he might just tell the truth and so just pay the fine." I said, "Okay." Went to court, paid the fine, didn't see a judge. And I was like, "Okay." Got off my record because I paid the fine.
And then the point goes away like after
The point
so much time.
the point goes away after a year is what my limit was.
Yeah, it is a year.
If I got in trouble before that year was up, it would have been permanent. And I was like, "Oh, I just gotta not be stupid for a year. That's a hard ask. I'll do it." Because I live by a motto. If you haven't heard me say it before, I'll say it again. Sometimes you have to do something stupid to get results.
And while that is true in some cases, I wouldn't recommend living by that. But it is something. Sometimes stupidity, like keep it. That is one of my favorite sayings: is keep it simple, stupid.
There's a few things I've done that are stupid. I mean, you can argue that me doing content was pretty stupid.
Content is content. As long as you're not hurting anyone while doing it, who cares?
I guess that leads us into another topic, which is interesting. How did you get into content, Orange?
So way back, about what has it been? It's been about 11 years now. One of my best friends at the time, I had found out that he had a YouTube channel, and he had about 500 subscribers at the time. making K'NEX contraptions. If you know what K'NEX toys are.
Not that I know of.
So K'NEX toys are kind of just like they're in the same vein of toy as like Lincoln Logs and Lego.
Okay.
Where they're just they're construction toys.
Oh, okay. No, I've
of various
never heard of these
sorts.
before.
But and I at the time I had been getting increasingly more interested in media and media editing.
Mhm.
So I figured, you know what? Why not try out and start my own YouTube channel and see how far I can go with it.
Yeah, fair.
Did not get very far with it. Because I started at 17, started going to college the next year, and it kind of just sucked all the time away from anything I ever wanted to do outside of college. Could not. It is very much a meme in my personal friend groups, where it's just like, yeah, I have a failed YouTube channel. What of it? It's still there on YouTube. I still have it. I haven't uploaded to it in about 6 years now.
Mhm.
Shortly after I started YouTube, I was like, what other forms of content creation are there? And I found out about Twitch.
Mhm.
And I didn't really use Twitch all that often until COVID happened. And during COVID, my best friend, now roommate and landlord of Voices VR, he started his own Twitch channel. He got into VTubing with his VR chat model, and he was mildly successful. And as a good, mildly, I mean like 2,000 followers-ish. Yeah. And at the time, I was like, as he was starting out, I had known a little bit about Twitch at that time and how it worked, so I was helping him out and being his like first moderator or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And then about, was it late 2022? I believe it was. Yeah, because it would be late 2021 at the time.
Mm-hmm. Late
2021. I said, you know what? I'll look into making my own VTuber model, and I'll join you in the streaming stuff. So I got onto what's it called? Vroid, because it was free, and I made myself a model, and I started it up. Got to affiliate within a few months, and been on Twitch ever since. So
when you started out, were you always orange, or were you? Did you have like a human
I've
form?
always been the orange one, as far as far as my original YouTube channel goes.
I mean, like your VTuber. Have you always been an orange, or were you human?
So you have Viz to thank for that, actually.
I can imagine. It's very slime-esque because it looks like some of her
slime models. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Let me do this. Let's get a Viz moment in here.
It is, in fact, this orange is one of her slime models.
Behind the scenes here, guys. You guys get to see me change avatars.
Oh no, he's gone. Oh no, he's back. Oh, the chibi model, yeah.
Oh no, I can't move myself.
Oh no.
Okay, there you go. Movement is unlocked. Yeah, so this is my Viz.
This is a certified Viz classic.
Oh, I was so glad that this was the last one she did too, because I was like, I want one of your models. And I just scraped by because I guess she was going to stop doing these.
Aw, but they're so good.
They're amazing, but I get the stress that came with it. Like how long did she spend on this? I don't have reference anymore because I deleted that account, unfortunately. But yeah, this took a very long time to get.
But yeah, within like my first year of being an affiliate, I had made so many different friends through the streaming. Viz being one of them.
Yes. And
for my birthday that year, she had decided that, and because of all the bit redeems I had been doing with sound alerts and whatnot.
I remember. I used to fucking, not really, but I used to fucking hate you. It's like, why does he get free shit? I want free stuff. Because
I didn't ask for it.
To be fair, I was, again, I say that jokingly. I remember because when she announced that you were getting it for free, I was like, why? I want free stuff. But I also wasn't gonna go to Viz and be like, Viz, I want an avatar for free. You better make it happen. I understand that you pretty much did pay for yours over the course of however long you were donating, but it made me so jealous.
I think it was like a solid year.
Oh,
a solid,
you don't realize?
solid year.
I'm pretty sure for a while you and I went back and forth in comments, like just hyping up Viz in her streams.
As we should.
Yeah.
As we should.
And then because I thought you were just a viewer, and I was like, I want a model. I'm a VTuber.
And of course, her work is phenomenal. And as soon as I got it rigged a few months later and used it, I believe the first time I debuted it, it was in a collaborative Dead Space 2 stream with two of my other friends. We were going through the entire game, and I decided to go through it on Zealot mode, which is the hardest difficulty. And I still beat the other. Well, I didn't beat one of them because I got caught on. They were doing much easier difficulties.
Were you doing Dead Space? Which one were you doing?
Dead Space 2 specifically.
Oh, that's such a good one.
I know, right?
I took clips of this. Obviously, I played all three Dead Space games, the original ones. I haven't played the new reboot one. 1 and 2, wasn't scared. Never really jump scares. I wasn't panicking when the little children were running after me, like most people would.
I don't get scared by horror games.
Fucking 3 had so many cheap jump scares that got me.
There were so many.
They were cheap. Like there's the one where you get grabbed off the edge of a cliff. That scared me because I was genuinely like ranting at the time, and then audio cue got me. It's like, holy shit, what the fuck? And then just there had been nothing for a good brief minute in one of the tunnels. I open a door, big ass necromorph comes out. I was like, holy shit, okay. Dropped him like nothing. And then again, sorry, I should preface it by spoilers. No, it's all good. By the way, for people that still haven't played 3, where are you and who are you?
Don't. That's my good advice for the day. Don't play Dead Space 3 if you value your life, because it's not great.
If you love story, if you love like a neat bow that wraps up everything, just stop at 2. As much as I like 3 is just too easy, and you really
3 was so easy. Although that's because I played it right after playing Zealot mode on Dead Space 2, so that might also be why it was so easy for me.
What I liked about Dead Space 1 and 2, because I grew up playing Resident Evil so many times, I liked that you had to get specific ammo types for your weapons. In Dead Space 3, it was just generic ammo. You can use the same ammo for every single weapon.
They had a lot more customization for the guns, though.
It didn't matter, in my opinion, because I didn't use anything other than kinetic weapons, meaning bullets. I didn't use anything that was not a bullet. And when I finally got the sniper, all it was the SMG underbarrel, and the upper barrel was a sniper rifle. With the exception of, I think, a shotgun with... I'm trying to remember so hard what the other attachment on that was. It might have been just a pistol on that shotgun.
Yeah, I can't remember all the attachments and whatnot. All I know is I had a grenade launcher, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me because the bosses would die in like 5 hits.
The grenade launcher, I remember I wanted the grenade launcher, but I wanted to focus more on the sniper rifle that I had because I wanted to up the damage.
Fair enough.
Plasma cutter was cool, but once you got to modding weapons, it was completely useless. I got rid of it super fast.
Fair enough. Although, to circle back to the debuting on with Dead Space 2,
yeah.
Everyone loved this model so freaking much that I just decided to make it my main model. And I have been this way ever since. The reactives were also made by Viz, and they were made before she made this orange, so they're of my older V-Roy model.
Because I had never seen your VTuber until one day I was like sitting at my desk. I was like, dang, I really want to just kind of zone out and like chill with somebody, even if it's just they're streaming and I'm listening. And I was like, Orange is online. Let me go see what he's playing. And I think you were playing Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And I had never seen, like I said, I didn't know you were a VTuber. I thought you just were, you know, uh,
I just hung out. I was just here to have a good time.
I know I thought at the very least you would have been PNG, but no,
Fair
you
enough.
had an avatar. Never seen it. I've seen pictures of it, but then again, it doesn't tell me anything because it's a picture. And
True, true.
my first reaction is, oh shit, Orange has a model. That's awesome. And I'm sorry I don't always pop into your streams. I'm normally like tired
Oh
when I
no,
get home.
I could care less if you
Um,
don't
but I do
come to my
see you
stream.
live, and I try
Like
my best to just pop in
I
for a minute.
appreciate it when people come to my streams,
But
but it's not necessary.
I was not surprised when you played Final Fantasy because
No,
almost.
there's been a lot of that. I got real into it
Mhm.
right after I lost my job at Walmart.
Oh, you lost
But
it.
well, I was fired.
Oh, I was gonna say just
Attendance,
just
attendance
retrace your steps.
issues.
You would have found it.
It was attendance. Yeah, it was attendance issues. I had gotten real sick, and the supervisors that were there and sent me home did not remember to take those days out of my attendance record. So they were kind of just there, and I didn't know about it until 2 months later. And at that point, it was too late to change anything. And then a month later, when regional was coming over, and they had to scour their systems for all the things that would make them look bad, that's when I got kicked.
I would be surprised, but that literally happened to me. And when I lost my my job working at Michael Kors. If you don't know what Michael Kors is, again, where do you live? Because I would like to live there. It
We
is
don't have those here. Come over to Colorado. We'll happily take you. Although
it's
most of us are Californians, Texans, and Louisianians at
a
this point.
Michael Kors is a handbag store, and so I went to work there,
A
and I did
handbag store.
yeah,
Huh.
purses. Purses.
I'm aware. I'm aware.
I'm just pretty much giving you
I just
everything.
didn't. I just.
So it's purses, wallets. There were some very little clothes, parkas, which makes no fucking sense if you know where I live, because it is hot over
You
here.
have some mountains over there in some places.
Yeah, if I told you the
In
exact
some places,
place
not many
I
places,
live,
but some places.
for context, Orange, I'm like 5 minutes away from the beach. It is hot over here sometimes.
Some people are sensitive to the cold during the winter months.
Fair enough. But we had some men's stuff like backpacks, wallets, other wallets, belts, and jackets as well. And I did inventory. And I was told, because I was only supposed to be seasonal, I was told by management if I did a really good job, my position would go from seasonal to part time. And I was like, I will happily fucking work my ass off to get this job because it was a nice job. One of the many perks was I got commission, even though I wasn't really doing sales because again I was inventory. But on the off chance a customer stopped me and asked me for advice or help, I gave it to them. I got a commission from it,
Oh, nice.
which I think the two guys I helped out, which did not look like big spenders, I will admit, they just caught me when I was on the floor restocking. I answered their questions. They bought a bunch of stuff, and I think my commission for that week was like $200.
Nice.
So I wasn't complaining. I was enjoying the job. We're coming up past New Year's, and oh no, I got COVID. I have to stay home,
Lovely.
which meant I was out of work for about a month. And you might be asking, why are we out of work for a month? You only need 2 weeks. Because work would not take my at-home test for positive COVID, so I had to go see a doctor. Because COVID again, you had to really schedule your doctor appointments. I went to the doctors,
Right.
did my test, and they're like, "Hey, you have COVID." And I was like, "Yeah, I know. Can I get a note for that?" And they goes, "Yeah, we can give you a medical note." The note said, excuse, Ghost because he has medical exemption, so he needs, PTO for this recovery. Sent that to work, and they came back to me and goes, "Yeah, we need the note to say you have COVID. You can't be just generic." It's like, seriously? No, yeah, it needs to say you have COVID because we can't take that. And it's like, I have the note you asked for. I did an at-home test which confirms it, and it's not enough. They go, no. So I went back to the doctor. This time I went to my local office. So it was like a 10-minute drive.
Mm-hmm.
I went to them and I said, hey, stupid question, I know, but can I get a note that says I have COVID? They went to my file. They looked at what the doctor had said. They said, no, you have COVID. He gave you a note. And I go, right. His note will not work though. And they go, what do you mean it won't work? Because apparently my employer says the note has to say I have COVID. They got on the phone, talked to another doctor, this time a woman. It's not important for the story, but because I'm going to probably use pronouns in a minute, got to a woman. She asked me on the phone, hey, I just want to make absolutely clear you're specifically asking for a note that says you have COVID. I went, yes, I have COVID and I need that note to say it. And she goes, you know that's against like HIPAA pretty much, right? Because that would essentially mean you're sharing medical information to your employer. And I went, yeah, I'm well aware that that's going to cause some kind of HIPAA violation, but my employer wants that. Sent it in, and they told me after all this back and forth of getting a note that says Ghost has COVID, let him be exempt for a couple weeks. And because they had to redo it, they put another 2 weeks onto it, which meant that 1 week I was bedridden. They put another 2 weeks on top of that, gave it to work, and they looked at it and says, okay, so we can let you be excused, but we're only going to pay you for this 1 week until you can come back. I was like, but I'll be out of work for 3 weeks. And he goes, yeah, that's the unfortunate part. I was like, okay, I'll take the 1 week pay, I guess. It's fine. Because I was at home anyways, so I wasn't complaining too much. Went back to work, and I was told that unfortunately, the offer for me to be promoted to part-time is no longer available because I had missed about a month of work. I was like, you mean the month that I pretty much had excused because I gave you several tests and one single generic note, and you looked at me and went, no, it's not enough. That's why I'm not getting the promotion. And they went, yeah, your attendance is a bit of an issue. And I was like, cool. That's exactly what I want.
Yeah.
And then I was out of work for essentially 4 months until my friend came to me and said, hey, you want a job, or my job's hiring? And fast forward to now, I'm still working there.
Yep.
Um,
And I have been. How long has it been? 2 years? It's been 2 years now since Walmart, and I have been. Well, I started out with Uber Eats because DoorDash put me on a waiting list for 6 months.
Yeah.
But I live in a very nice metropolitan area, which has quite the amount of local businesses and restaurants. And I get about $20 an hour via DoorDash, which is enough. It's not as much as I would want, but it's enough.
$20 isn't bad. You can get a lot with $20.
$20 is $20.
I look at moments like that because I used to work in food delivery. When I would get a $20 tip, I would just immediately buy myself lunch because I was like, this is pretty good money. Plus, I'm getting paid anyways, so having cash means I can go get lunch real quick.
Yeah, but the thing is with the gig economy is that tips are pretty much the main bulk of your income.
What I liked about cash tips is it's non-taxable, so they couldn't have taken.
Yes, no one does those anymore.
It's rare, but one of the biggest places I got to do deliveries was on a military base. So and a lot of the moms on base had cash, so I would get a pretty decent amount of cash. And the other part, which was the beach houses that would be near the restaurant, also did cash tips. And I think one night
Nice.
I got like $40 in tip, and I was like, you know what? And my friend's probably gonna hear this when she watches this video. I said, you know what? I'm going to take this, pocket it, because it's my tip anyways, and it's gonna keep my mouth shut. Got to work. They asked, did they tip you? And I said, yes. They said, how much? I said, you know what? I really don't remember. I think it was like $15. And they went, $15 for all that? I said, if I remember, I think so. And I just went back to my car, put the money in my my little hidey hole. And I was like, yep, I'm gonna get some nice Legos with these.
Yes, the Legos. Let's
Hmm.
go.
Um,
Ah, man. I would love to buy Legos again.
the last Lego set I bought, what was it that I bought?
The last one I bought was the Doctor Who Lego set. The one that they had with the TARDIS and whatnot. That one was fun.
I think realistically, the last one I bought was the little cherry blossom tree that I have in my closet.
Ah, the Sakura tree.
Yeah, it's no, it's a cherry blossom tree. It's not sakura. It's is that what it is? Maybe I'm stupid.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure they might be the same thing. Let's go to Google.
I've always taken them as different things.
Cherry blossom. Are Sakura cherry trees? Sakura is the Japanese word for cherry blossom tree.
Oh, I always thought those were different words. Okay, so then I fucking love cherry blossoms then. Well, because I used to get a subscription box from Japan. One of my favorite things was in the spring. You get Sakura, sodas, cookies, chips, whatever. And it was always my favorite thing to get. And I just, because a lot of the stuff would also be in English too, I just assumed Sakura was, that plant. Did not know it meant cherry blossom. Now I know.
Yeah, it's Sakura's the cherry blossom trees.
Now
It's great. The more you know.
Yeah. Caught me off guard with that. I was like, what is that?
I have been wanting the bigger Lord of the Rings Lego sets for quite some time. The $500 A City of Rivendell Lego Lord of the Rings.
Uh-huh.
I've been wanting it for so long, and the D&D set as well. But I have no money to buy them with. No money whatsoever to buy Legos with.
Every time the option comes up, I really want to get some kind of Star Wars bust or something like that. Like the Mando bust looks really cool. But it's like so expensive or hard to find.
Lego Star Wars wasn't really my thing. Like, I like Star Wars, but Lego, just not. I'm more of a fantasy person than a sci-fi person.
And I grew up watching Star Wars a lot. One of the many things but one of the very first Lego sets I got was a Clone Wars fighter pilot, which I never built because I wasn't good at reading instructions at the time. So I just played with the minifig and just built whatever out of the Legos.
My first Lego set that I ever got, I just said I wasn't a sci-fi person. I'm not. I do like sci-fi, not as much as I do fantasy nowadays. When I was a child, I was very obsessed with space and the idea of becoming an astronaut. Then I heard that NASA closed their astronaut program, and I was sad. But my first Lego sets were Mars Mission. If you remember that one.
I remember I was one of those, but I wasn't allowed to have a lot of toys as a kid.
I had gotten almost every Mars Mission Lego set over the course of 10 years.
I think what was really cool as a kid was when is it Mega Bloks when they came out?
Mega Bloks, and with then the Halo.
Yes, the Halo stuff was the coolest. I was like, damn, I want that. Never to get it, and now I'm older. It's like, it looks cool, but
looks cool. I would love to get it, but I have other things I need to pay for.
It's true. I have
like car registration.
Oh my god, yeah, that was a whole thing where I was like, because I'm still paying for, I'll say I'm paying for my sister's college dorm, and so I'm just halfway through that payment. And when I had to do my registration for the car, I was pretty much on fumes. I was like, I have enough for these bills that I have. I have her bill taken care of. I still need to pay for my car. So I went and did that, and I was like, damn, I really could have gotten Legos, but instead I chose to take care of my car. Oh well. That's what it is. I'll be a responsible adult for once and take care of myself properly versus what I want. Versus my material need for possessions. Yeah.
Material desire versus the lifestyle need. Everyone needs a car nowadays, unless you can somehow get a bus to where you need,
I mean, by car,
or you're lucky enough to bike there.
I'm like 10 minutes away for my job. I have a longboard in my trunk. I can just easily longboard from my house to work. It's totally fine.
Nice.
But every time I have that option where it's like I need to go over here, just like 5 minutes away, my family will look at me and go, "Are you gonna drive there?" I said, "No, take the longboard." He goes, "Why?" It's like,
Because I can.
why drive for 5 minutes just to come back in like less than an hour? I can just ride on my longboard and enjoy the scenery. But no, it's always no. I never do get to win with that. I always lose somehow.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
If I want to get an electric bike though so bad.
I didn't know electric bikes existed until about 3 days ago when there was a sponsor for one of my YouTube channels I follow.
Let me
I was-
rephrase this, by the way. When I say electric bike, I mean motorcycle.
That's different.
No, I realize
That different.
I've always known they're electric bikes, like bicycles, but one day I was at work bored out of my mind. I remember seeing a Ford commercial for an electric truck, and I was like, "Ooh, I wonder if they do that for bikes." And I just typed in on Google electric motorcycle, and I believe the company, let me double check. I believe it's Kawasaki that has an electric motorcycle for less
yes,
than
that
10
sounds
grand.
about right.
And I was like, "Oh, less than 10 grand.
Sounds about right.
My credit card caps at 1150. I can get a motorcycle and just ride to work." And then I found out you need to go through like training. You need to get another license for that. I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, you need to get a whole nother license for motorcycles.
And I was like, as much as annoying as that sounds, though, the benefit is when it's just me going for a quick outing, I can take my electric motorcycle and not have to worry about gas. Or I can take my car and worry about gas and parking and where I'm going to put it. Because since I showed you technically what kind of car I drive, parts of that car can get stolen. I had one stolen Super Bowl in 2021, so I try to not take it to places that are sketchy.
Goodness.
For context, that part that was stolen, I was at home watching the Super Bowl, and someone stole my part while I was watching the game.
At your house.
Yes.
Wow.
But because
I mean, that's fair though.
Because we had cameras too, by the way. But because of how late it was in the day, it was already nighttime. The gentleman, also stereotypical kind of person, the cops could not make out who he was because of how dark the footage was. And I was like, nothing. And they went, nope. And we can't really profile him. All we have is a vague description, his race, height, what he took. It's like, so I have no car. He goes, nope, you cannot drive it until you get that because it is going to be a there was
traffic violation.
Not exactly a violation. It would cause people to not focus where they're going. There was a certain term they used. I don't remember what it was, but basically the assumption was if I drive with it as loud as it was, people would pay attention to me and not the road, which would cause issues.
Took the muffler?
They took the catalyst converter.
They took the converter. Oh my goodness. The catalyst converter was that easy to take out of your car?
Apparently so. Did not know that.
Huh.
But then again, this guy had plenty of time to do it. He took it when we were watching the Super Bowl. No one saw anything. Our cameras barely can see him. So he, I guess, was smart. But yeah, that's like one thing why I'm scared about my car. If I had to get an electric bike, it's whatever. It's like 10 grand versus what my car was at, because my car was at the time bought brand new versus like the, whatever grand, 30 grand, let's give or take, that it was worth. I feel like that was like almost a no-brainer. I mean, granted, now it's probably not worth 30 grand, but I'm still gonna hold that market price to what I would consider it to be.
I know very little about cars in general. I know enough about my own cars, and that's about it.
Yeah, I'm about in the same boat right now. I know enough about my own stuff. I could care less about other stuff.
I could tell you about like the best sets in Genshin Impact, despite not having played the game in 2 years.
I had to stop playing Genshin for so many reasons.
The big reason for me was that I needed a new computer, and I needed to save enough money to get said computer.
No, I get it. I got into Genshin. This was like very early Genshin, by the way. When characters
I got into Genshin day one, so I feel that.
I got into it pretty early, where Genshin characters were still kind of coming out. I think Venti was just released as a playable character.
Venti was released upon day one, was he not?
He might have been, but in terms of, like,
he was the very first banner.
I believe so. Then yeah, because that's when I got to see.
Because I remember that because I got him on my second 10 pull.
No, I never got Venti. I remember when he came out, and I just didn't care because it was Venti. Because I'm not really a bow and arrow kind of person.
Fair.
I went and I got my stuff ready. I was playing my games, and then they dropped Klee. I was like, that's cool.
Yes!
They have
Klee's my favorite character.
I still don't have her. And you can
no!
See. So, Klee had dropped, and I was like, I don't care. It's just a little kid. Because at the time, I hadn't played her mission yet, so I didn't know what she was capable of.
You didn't know what she was all about? Oh.
No, I did not know yet. I didn't. Again, I wasn't watching trailers. I was just playing the game for fun, doing story missions. And then someone had dropped someone pretty cool at the time. I have to go through the entire roster and remember that I'm an idiot. But someone had just dropped, and I was like, "Damn, they look really cool. I want them in my on my team."
Someone just dropped. I don't.
At the time of the story, I don't remember who it was anymore. But someone had
when
dropped.
They released the game, they had all of Mondstadt and all of Liyue, I believe, at the time.
Liyue was still underway when I got into the game, had not been implemented just yet.
Had Liyue not been implemented?
At the time, Liyue was still just a foggy area. I did all the story missions in Mondstadt and could not progress further until Liyue was added. I also might be wrong because I was playing on PlayStation, so it might have been a delay on everything. But I was playing. Character had dropped. I wanted to get them, so I took my credit card, went to PlayStation Store, spent $200 on Genshin, went through all those pools, never got who I wanted. I was like, wow, $200.
No, I did that with Zhongli. Like Zhongli came out, and I went. This man's so useful, but his Constellation 6 was even more useful. So I did the same thing, but I did end up getting the 6-star constellation.
I'm probably not
on Genshin Impact's launch day. 2 of the 7 planned major regions were available.
So I don't know what it was then, because when I was on PlayStation, I didn't have Liyue available for a long time.
Interesting. And remember, Liyue was the Chinese-inspired region.
The place south of Mondstadt on the same continent, yeah.
Yeah.
I did not have.
That's interesting.
I did.
They started on mobile, and they had it.
I did all of Mondstadt. I got all the way to that quest. Had nothing for Liyue. Like a week or two later, I went back, and there was new quest available. Come over and talk to this person. And they mentioned Liyue, and I was like, I hear a lot about Liyue. I want to go see it. And then I had the region unlocked. And by that point, I was already too high of a level that I just, blazed through everything.
Fair enough.
But I had spent $200 on Genshin. I looked at the time Raiden had came out, and I had just started exploring I forget what her city's called. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it.
Inazuma?
Yes. I just started exploring it. Then they dropped the cavern. Then they dropped underwater. I was like, I could get back into Genshin but I know for a fact
Oh
I'm gonna
yeah,
want somebody very specific, and I'm gonna spend more money that I know I don't want to spend right now.
the Abyss. That's what it was called, or something
Yeah,
like that.
I was like, I don't want to spend that
Yeah,
money.
that's about the time that I stopped as well, is when they released the Abyss.
I got the zombie girl. I got the ninja girl. I got there's
I did
another
not get the Ninja Girl.
there's another small girl. I don't remember what her name is.
Diana, or
I
is it the ninja, the small Tanuki girl?
it's I have the zombie. I have the ninja girl, the wind girl, whatever her name is. I have another little girl. I don't remember what her name is. And I was like,
There were only
there's.
well, there was one more that came out with the new region that was the Archon of the Danger Archon.
Let me look at. Oh my god, it's gonna be so fucking stupid.
But Diana was like the short, pink-haired cat girl.
Yes, no, yes, I had her. Donna, I think her name is.
Diana,
Yeah,
Diona.
let me look at this. Yes, I have her. Whatever her name is. I'm looking at a picture of her now, but I don't know her name.
Genshin
Diona.
characters.
So
Yeah, yeah.
I have Diona, I have the ninja girl, and I have the zombie girl. I think the zombie girl's Chi maybe? I don't remember.
Chi Chi, that's her name.
Um and I was like, holy shit, I just need Klee. I'll wait for a banner to drop. Banner had dropped, spent another $100 on wishes, didn't get Klee. I got everyone
That's
else in
upsetting.
that banner except for Klee. And I was like, I can either spend more money or I can just take the loss. I
Or I can
just
just stop.
I just need Klee to complete my small gang, and I'm never gonna get it.
I believe I did have the small gang. Which characters did I not? My luck with stuff like that, like with like gotchas and loot boxes and whatnot, is ridiculous. When Tartaglia was released as a playable character, when his banner came around, and my best friend landlord was also real big into the game at the time, and he really wanted that character, and he knew my luck was ridiculous, so we got into a world together and we did some wishes. My first 10, I got the first one within 20 pulls. I then proceeded to do 3 more single pulls and got him 2 more times.
I don't remember who I kept pulling for a while.
Oh, Yai Miko I also got within 20 pulls.
I think I have her, but I didn't care for her.
Oh, I loved her.
Just because there's some characters. Not that I don't like her, I do like her. It's just for what I play as, I favor damage more than anything else.
Yeah, I had a very specific team build
Like
that did focus more on Pyro because I had Klee and Hu Tao.
the one character I've been trying to level up forever is Noelle. I love her so much.
Oh, she's solid.
I could care less about the lore that she has or anything. I think it's cute, I will admit, but I have her because she's my hardest hitting character.
In general, really?
Well, because I've been trying to max her out because I like her sword. I gave her the legendary sword I pulled from very early on.
Got it.
So I've been buffing that sword, and she's the one character I love using it with because she's a Geo, and that sword is a Geo sword. And I think it's just cute and funny that she twirls and spins with pretty much a great sword, and it's just funny to me. It's also funny that while she's the hardest hitting character I have, she also looks the most dainty and fragile, and I think it's very adorable. Because she's
Fair
not.
enough.
It's one of the many iconic things because she is a maid that runs a giant sword all the time.
That is rather amusing. I do admit.
What I was hoping when I got into Genshin was it was going to be like, so I picked Lumine as my character. I was like, dang, I hope I can like change her outfit, like make her wear black instead of white because I think black would look cooler. And then I played the game for a while. I was like, you can't change outfits, can you?
Nope.
Which I was like, oh well, I'm already invested, so I'll keep playing it. But I was like, this was more or less not what I wanted to play. And then I got into the game. I was like, you know what? This game's pretty fun.
No, it's a good game.
I love it. I loved Amber a lot. Like I loved her little I don't know if she still is the same way because I haven't played in a while. When she would throw out the little dummy and it would dance and it would all the aggro enemies would just go to that. It was so adorable.
And then it would explode.
Yeah. And then I got to Klee's banner and I did her tutorial with her. And I was like, holy shit, she's so small and funny.
This little terrorist is my new best friend.
I saw the trailers because I didn't play the banner when it first came out. I played the banner when it came out like a couple months later. I saw the trailer for her announcement and the way she ran with like her arms out. I was like, I skipped on her. I could have had this adorable little bean. Are you fucking kidding me? It was just funny because she tells this whole story of how she's sweet and innocent and like, you know, she's trying to be friendly, and she's over here blowing up the hilly churls and doing all this other shit. And I was like,
committing arson. It's great. Yeah. It's wonderful.
And then it made me laugh. I don't know if it's a line in the game or if it was said in the trailer. I heard this from somewhere, but Jean will ask her, "Did you go fishing with Kaya again?" And she goes, "No." Jean says not to go fishing with Kaya, and then she just blows up the fish. Like, I want to go fishing with Klee now. I want that experience.
Blast fishing, yeah.
What's funny too is even though it can be the most unhinged act she does, it's the most adorable thing because it's Klee.
Because it's Klee! Because Klee is the best!
She's just so adorable. I sat there, I was like, why the fuck did I sleep on her for so long? I could have had her part of my team so quickly. And now I might never get her. But it's fine.
Yeah, we're never going to play the game again.
Not never again, it's just more that I'm afraid that I'll spend money again.
Me never again, because 1, I will want to spend money. 2, I am highly addicted to Final Fantasy XIV Online. And that is where all my free time goes. That and shiny hunting in Pokemon.